It's great to be back here on the Graham Clark Show. So good to be back with you, Coach. Thanks for the invitation. A great night at J. Fred Johnson. So good to be back home.
Yeah, it's amazing. Everything's better when you win. If y'all saw last week, my host when we lost, not anything like this hostess. And then we win, and you get the good folks back in here. So great to have you back. Glad you could come help us out tonight. And it was a good night. It's a good crowd at J. Fred Johnson. Volunteer Falcons coming in with an excellent middle linebacker in Robert Ramsey. Very experienced running back, Casey Price. I got to talk to both of them a little bit after the game, and told them they kept me from eating regularly all week. But our guys accepted the challenge. Had much better than last week. Our first down efficiency, which we talked about some last week, was right at 64%. We had 48 points scored. Got a lot of youngsters in the ball game. Played 3 quarterbacks. I thought all of them played well. Josh Holt threw for 2 touchdown passes and ran for 1. Skylar East, his first touchdown pass of the year. And Cole Maupin with a big touchdown run towards the end. Big night for Zach Casey, 100 yards rushing, 55 yards in pass receiving, 2 touchdown catches, 1 touchdown run, and a lot of guys that flew around to the ball. Our player of the week on defense was a nose man, Jacob Roller, a freshman.
Another freshman. Yeah.
I love it. 2 weeks ago we lined up against a guy that weighed 320 pounds and probably had to soak in ice baths all week long. Lined up against a good center this week, Hobart Stapleton, who was an all-conference player last year. But a big game for him. Big game for linebacker Jeremiah Sokol, who made 7 tackles and a tackle for a loss. A night that a lot of guys contributed in a lot of different ways.
Right.
Which always makes it a fun night.
I believe your puppies are growing up.
Well, I'm glad they are because we were back on the carpet, and we're glad to see them growing a little bit. It's nice to have a game, but gosh, the first 2 games were just tighter than the headlock my mama put me in the first time I came home at 3 o'clock in the morning. 21-20 win over Farragut, a 33-21 game against East Hamilton, who won last week 55-28.
They were a very good ball team.
Oh, man.
That score was really not indicative of the game,
yeah,
I don't think.
Excellent ball team. Farragut has come back and beat Oak Ridge and Lenore City the last 2 weeks. Obviously a quality win there, and great to get a Big 7 conference win over the Volunteer Falcons.
Absolutely. Well, how about we head to some highlights?
You've been reading my mail. That sounds like a good idea. 2nd down and 6. Zach Casey with a big run here. We don't get everybody blocked, but Zach makes 1 miss. Blocking up the field there by, I believe that's DJ Jones. Big 3rd down and 11 pickup coming here. Nice pass. This was one of our first down efficiencies that wasn't very good. 3rd down and 11, Josh Holt to Kason Bird, who turns it up, makes 1 miss, and gets the first down for us to get us in the red zone. Big play. We're down here knocking on 3rd down and 4. We get a nice little block off the edge by Zach Casey. A good read. They're blitzing there. We happen to catch it right. A good read by Josh Holt. Colt Ketron goes in for his first touchdown.
So nice to see Colton on the field.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, he's battling. He's had a dislocated finger and, just keeps on fighting through it. Very talented junior running back that was hurt a lot last year. So here we go on defense. I believe they call that a host of Indians. Eddie Swerko and Josh Holt were the main culprits there. 4th down, Volunteer lining up to punt. Trey Trammell, number 7, linebacker in the top side A gap, comes through, gets a little piece of it. I told him if he was taller than 5'8", he'd have got it all. But he goes through and gets a piece of it. We're 7-0. And then not a real good drive. We throw a pass on 1st and 10, do not complete it. We have a 2nd down and 10 pick up here by Zach Casey. Nick Sensabaugh in the game for the first time this year.
No, you're glad to have him back.
It's always good to have a Sensabaugh in the lineup. We're on defense. We got a 3rd down and 3. Eddie Swerko and Trey Trammell. Trey hustling off the backside. Eddie on the front side. Stop him about a yard short, and Volunteer decides to go for it on 4th down. Doggone it, we missed that play. It was a big 4th down stop by Jacob Roller. I want to apologize to Jacob's mama and daddy. So here we are, 1st down and 10. Nice block by Tyler Norris. Zach Casey seals the edge. Josh Holt makes 2 miss. And Landon Sayers adds the extra point to make it 14-0. Volunteer went on a drive that lasted 12 plays, resulted in a touchdown. We had them in pretty good shape. 1st down and 10 here. Tackle for a loss by Alex Keller, number 47, AK-47. That's his tag.
That's good.
2nd down and 13. A scramble by their quarterback. Let's see. I'll be doggone if we didn't miss another play by Jacob Roller.
Jacob's going to have many years of great plays.
He's going to get some more. We get a sack off the edge there. Looks like Michael White, Josh Holt running through. Yeah, that's thrown me off there. That would be a tackle for a loss. I believe that's young Jacob Roller. Let's see what our down and distance is here. Yeah, this was a sack by Eddie Swerko.
It's a big loss there.
Okay, yeah, we
really put him.
got to the next series. Back on offense. Dakota Davis, the tight end, is going to have a block to a touchdown here. Nice drive block. Bodie Hall in at right tackle for the first time this year.
It's nice to have that 50 back out there
Zach
also.
Casey. Let's see. I missed one. Let's see. I'm going to run that back because I want to get everybody here on this. You don't get enough credit for those linemen. Austin Hayworth with a good block. Blake Ruth. Taylor Hilton misses one but gets turned up on another one up the field. Like the way we're hustling off the backside to try and get somebody cut off. That's Kason Bird. That's great hustle right there. Zach gets it in. Now, I told our guys, you don't get a knockdown block if you run over the photographer in the end zone.
He took quite the hit.
Okay, because he took a pretty good shot right there. I hope he's going to be okay. Back on defense. This is a big sack by Jeremiah Sokol. Coming off this bottom side down here. Unblocked. Jeremiah catching on a little bit week by week. A senior playing for the first time.
He's just a great young man, great athlete, works hard.
Second or third in the state in the decathlon, I think.
Yes.
And then we're going to get a 3rd down and 20. And we've got Eddie Swerko again, another tackle for a loss. This is right before halftime, and we kind of went into a little 2-minute offense here. Hadn't had many chances to use it. Used it against Farragut. A little swing pass to Zach Casey. We get a miss there. And Zach gets it in the end zone. He makes quite a few people miss. Gets it to 27-6 right before the half. Makes it more than a 2-score game. And we go in at halftime. Let's see. Well, you know what? I believe we got another player or two. Back on defense, Eddie Swerko again. We string that sweep out. Colt Ketron does a good job stringing it out. Eddie Swerko with a tackle for a loss. 2nd down and 17. That last touchdown was really a big touchdown because we were, 20-6. They're still in it. We come off the edge right here. We got a bunch of folks, and that was Jacob Roller. And now we go in at halftime with a 27-6 lead.
Well, it's always nice to go into the half with a big lead.
Well, it makes adjusting easier. It's not quite as threatening to you, you know. And we got off the field and let the Dobyns-Bennett band take the field, and about 400 of them marched out there and put on their program. I hope they got a little better audience participation on Minnie the Moocher this week.
Well, they're catching on. They're not quite familiar, I think, with the Minnie the Moocher, or that they're supposed to be participating. But I was just talking to a parent today who is new to Dobyns-Bennett, and she was bragging on the tradition, the pregame, the halftime show. It's really like a small college. Just unrivaled, really, in this area.
It really is. We get a lot of former players come back in. I got to see John King, who played fullback for us in 1992, finished his career out in the Officials Bowl over in the Mini Dome with about a 130-yard night. He had his two children in, and they drove up from Harrogate, Tennessee, to see the game. Saw a number of other former players out there. Just John hits me because he was the last one I talked to after the game, and it's family.
It is family. It is family.
And it's always good to see those old players come back and still want to be a part of it and be around it. And I was glad John brought his kids, because a lot of times they want to be, the guys want to be on the sideline. Gerald Sensabaugh at the game. He's coming around now that he's enrolled again as a full-time student at East Tennessee State. Proud of him. He had his kids down there. Just a good crew of people that we've been blessed to be able to coach over the years. And while I'm at it, I would like to offer condolences this week. The guy that I played linebacker beside, Jeff Stapleton, who was a heck of a Dobyns-Bennett linebacker. And Jeff passed away in an accident, and just condolences to his family. Visited with him a few minutes. His nephew John Gordon played for us, and just a sad note right there, because Jeff was a good fella and a heck of a good football player.
Well, you have so many people that are working hard, whether it's for the band or the Spirit Shakers or the cheerleaders or the football team, that really make it happen. And speaking of people who make it happen, that's our sponsors. We want to say thank you so much to Higher Ground Baptist Church and to Hayworth Tires, also to Associated Orthopedics of Kingsport, KDC, BB&T Insurance.
All good folks, and really, as I look at that, two of those have been with us for many, many years, sponsoring our program, and we appreciate them making it happen and letting us talk a little bit, promote these youngsters in Dobyns-Bennett football.
Sounds good.
Second half?
Let's go.
All right. Second half, back on defense. We kicked off to them. Third down, and let's see if this is third or dropping back to pass, and that would be Michael White on the sack. That gave us good field position after the punt. Of course, we haven't hit the running clock yet, but it's on the way. Josh Holt, nice ball out here to Kason Bird. Kason had 3 catches for the night, 30 yards, none bigger than the big third down conversion. And then Paul Gadsden down the seam. I was glad to see Paul get this one. He had missed on a conversion earlier. Of course, Volunteers crowding that box. We've been running the ball a whole lot more than we've been throwing it. Paul gets down the seam. Josh Holt, nice catch by Paul there.
Very much so. Reaches
behind him and makes the catch. And once again, Landon Sayers adds the extra point. Back on defense, we've got a third down and 3 coming up. Falcons going to throw a little screen pass. We read it well. Michael White got a hurry there. Trey Trammell read the thing awfully well. Skylar East in at quarterback. Skylar played a series in the first half also. 2 for 3 passing. This being one of those completions. Nice shot, pull up, and hit Sam Stewart for a 12-yard completion. Sam got great hands, plays for us both ways, does our holder on extra point field goal. And this is great here. Skylar's going to pick up the blitz. Here you see their outside linebacker coming off the edge. We catch it. I believe it's Trey in at the other running back now. Let me get that one more time, because, again, it's a bunch of folks that make this play happen. That Zach gets, okay, yeah. Trey Trammell coming over, playing some at running back. DJ Jones, little peel back block there. And the extra point makes it 41-6 and starts the running clock. So we're going to have some field time at the end of this. Volunteer back on offense, 3rd down and 5. Alex Keller. Nice read, Alex. Senior linebacker. Comes in. Doesn't start. Usually comes in 3rd series, so I feel like he's a starter. A 4th down and 7. Once again, Alex Keller coming from the backside, getting it stopped about 3 yards short.
I can understand his nickname now.
You got it now? It takes people a while sometimes. They stopped us. Back on defense again, 1st down and 10. Coming off that edge. Nice hurry. Let's see, I'm not sure which one of the coaches over there was an eligible receiver. That's where he got it thrown to. Hurry by Devin Franklin, a sophomore. Scrambles out there. So one of their coaches made a pretty good catch there. So we're 2nd and 10. Rashad Hunter in the game, junior linebacker, number 38. Rashad's got a nice little scrape right here, meets this thing up in the hole, knocks it back. Volunteer gets another 1st down, and they go down to a 3rd down and 4. They're knocking on the door in the red zone. And I believe this is Devin Franklin again with the stop.
The defense really stepped up.
Crowding it, 120 yards, and most of it on one drive. We did a good job. They attempted a field goal there and missed it. We got a nice lead block coming on here by Rashad Hunter. Ryan Irwin in at tailback, senior tailback.
And I believe you've got a new quarterback.
We've got Cole Maupin in the football game. Nice little lead block there, Rashad. Ryan makes a couple of guys miss. Gets us a big 9-yard gain. 10-yard gain, I guess it was. They moved the sticks. And we're back here at 1st and 10. 2nd and 10. We had a fumble on 1st down. Here we go. Rashad Hunter, nice run. Again, a good, decent little lead block by Ryan Irwin. This was about a 25 or 30-yard run, but there was a clip back behind that made it 2nd down and 1. And we're back down here, and Cole Maupin at quarterback. They're going to blitz here off the edge, but they're going to fall in for a nice fake by Alex Keller. Good block down the field by Jordan Jeffers.
He's off to the races.
Cole Maupin takes that thing to the Pals end zone. The Pals end zone. And I believe that wraps up the play for the night. That was a good win. Again, a win that a lot of people made a lot of plays in. A lot of happy faces after the game. You know, a lot of people got to play. An
opportunity really for them to learn a lot more.
Well, yeah.
To continue to learn and grow and get to know each other better. I'm minimal on the social media stuff, but I do see enough to see some of the leadership out of your seniors after a very disappointing loss, them stepping up, kind of rallying the troops, Zach Casey and Trey, some of them just really getting those boys together and say, okay, now let's see what we're made of, and come out and fought hard and played great.
We told them before the game, I said, guys, there's a lot of reasons for us to play hard tonight. I said, number one, we're back home at J. Fred Johnson. I said, number two, it's a conference game, our first conference game. Number three, that's what we do. We play hard. You know, and that's a lot of the secret to this group's success. They're a great group of young men that work hard and, play hard. They've played hard so far every Friday night. And good to see them get a win and good to see a bunch of people get in. big test again this next week.
We sure do. The Smoky Bears are coming into town.
The Smoky Bears are coming. So they make you scratch your head just right off the bat. Used to scratch my hair, but now I scratch my head. Smoky Bears that opened the season with a big, they got after Bearden. It was 27-27, and next thing you know, if I remember right, it was 62-27. It's a good Bearden football team. Had an open date the next week and prepared for Morristown East. And Morristown East fought them tooth and nail.
Yeah.
It was a 14-10 football game. Smoky Bears, as fast a group of Bears as I've ever seen. I mean, if they get after you in the woods, you might as well just go ahead because they're going to catch you, and you're just going to be supper. That's all there is to it. Jacob Whaley's been starting forever. Devon Matthews, starter last year for him. As a matter of fact, their whole secondary started last year for him. Austin Rice.
Wow.
Connor Bailey, another young man that started for him last year. And then, as if they didn't have enough, they got a transfer in. It's a sophomore that's sight unseen on the football field. University of Tennessee at their camp this summer offered him a scholarship. Wow. So they've got a lot of speed, quarterback, a returner that threw for probably over 2,000 yards last year. I can't tell you exactly, but they love to throw the football. They love to throw it down the field. They lost some key guys.
Sure.
Coach Christian told Dexter Robbins last year after our game. He was a 3-year starter at linebacker. He told him, he said, Dexter, I want you to send me a graduation announcement and picture because I want to make sure
that you graduate,
that you're done. And Dexter did.
That's cute.
And that's kind of the relationship we have with Sevier County.
Right.
Coach Brewer and I guess, 1993 was my first year as the head coach at Dobbins Bennett. I think 92 was when Sevier County hired him away from Fulton High School.
Okay.
And so from my first year as a head coach, we've competed against each other for 21 years, and a lot of years twice.
Right.
Playoffs. Regular season and playoffs. We've had some great football games with them. Last year, the playoffs was a 28-21 win for us. 2 years ago, we got them 42-41 in the regular season. They got us in the playoffs.
Right.
And
it's always a good game. It's
always a great game, and one that we can have a little bit of fun with. We always trade lineups with the other team, so they don't have to go through and pick them out off the film, just a little convenience. And I sent him 2 different ones. One of them had Malik Foreman still at quarterback, Devon Swafford still at running back, and then I had Opie Taylor at wide receiver.
Well, okay.
And Bernard P. Fife at one wide receiver. Everybody else was from Mayberry. Rafe Hollister, of course, he'd be a big lineman.
Mm-hmm.
And
what about Otis?
Otis was in the line.
Yeah.
Otis was in the line. And so, he sent me back some notes with his too. And we had a good time with it. But trust me, when they turn the lights on, I guess it's kind of like 2 brothers fighting in the backyard. Right. You want to win, and that they're always going to be extremely well coached. That their youngsters are always going to play hard. That every time they get a first down, the band's going to play the Smokey the Bear song. I kid Coach about that, and then he tells me when his daughter Hannah was little, she came through the house one time going, da 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 da. He said, "Don't you ever do that in this house again." So it'll be a challenge.
Well, and I know that you're certainly glad to see some of these kids that have been injured coming back. Bodie, of course, Zach Casey, a little more toward 100% with some things.
Nick Sensabaugh got some snaps last week. Aaron Lawson got some snaps last week.
You'll have Caleb Cook back this week,
We think
hopefully.
We'll have Caleb Cook back. We will not have Blake Rogers or Elijah Dunn. So, that's kind of the way the game is. You get 2 or 3 good ones back, and then you get a couple banged up.
Right.
But I guess really we're about as healthy as we've been.
Good. Well, it's always, it's always good to come out, and you're going to have some extra cheerleaders with you.
Wow.
We had our mini camp with the cheer squad, and we had 104. So you should feel,
Are we going to have 104?
we're going to have 104 plus the regular cheerleaders, so you
Man.
will be cheered.
That's a lot of
For
high
sure.
fives I've got to get before the
Absolutely.
game, but
Absolutely.
That's all right. We're glad to have it. Glad to have those youngsters on the field. Our Waterboy field crew, man, they get so excited over on the sideline. It's just good to have those youngsters involved and wanting to be a part of it.
That's right.
And so I know that we'll have a great crowd. I know that Sevier County will bring a bunch of folks up.
They always do. They sure do.
And that they're going to have, as always, a Whaley. I think there's probably a Parton somewhere on the roster.
But not Dexter.
No, Dexter's gone. Dexter's gone. So we're glad of that. Young man that played for us played for them in the playoffs last year at running back, the name of Joseph Hayes. It's really running the ball extremely hard. And then the quarterback, you always got to worry when the other team's got a quarterback named Manning, Luke Manning.
That would make you nervous. It would
Yeah.
absolutely make you nervous.
And-
Well, Coach, we will be there, and we will be rooting on the Indians for sure. And just want to say one more time, thank you to our sponsors, Higher Ground Baptist Church, Hayworth Tires, Associated Orthopedics of Kingsport, KDC, BB&T Insurance. And I guess there's just one thing left to say.
Roll Tribe.
Roll Tribe.